Introduce yourself.
I'm Kamal Adebayo, co-host, co-founder of the Classroom, and a business analyst at Veraki Partners.
There's something powerful about working hard towards a worthy goal you're uncertain can be achieved. 7 months ago, Beyond the Classroom sets out to achieve a goal of telling stories of students doing amazing things with their careers in a bid to inspire other careers. 10 times we showed up on your screens and said 7 words: telling stories, inspiring careers, told by students. Not only has this been such a worthy goal, but then it has been a rewarding experience. Over 10 episodes, we have told stories of 10 amazing students who have built amazing careers for themselves. We call them our mavericks. They come from different backgrounds, a variety of departments, all throwing a part for themselves in their respective careers. Software engineering, fashion, data analytics, student entrepreneurship, cybersecurity, design, product marketing, machine learning. To be honest, we had it all. Today, we talk about the lessons we've learned from our mavericks. Enjoy.
So yeah, community, the importance of having your friends around, having that support group that helps you reach your career goals faster.
Right.
Was every speaker touched on it, and what episode do you think stands out for you? What speaker's story, experience touched on the importance of community?
Bro, to even pick one is really hard, to be honest. I think the one that really like resonated with me, maybe because I looked Yoruba on the shoots, was Fire.
Yeah.
So Fire had this Yoruba adage, just she said, in your last year.
Oh yeah.
And ultimately means you need people. It's people that like, I think what she said was people that clothe you. That's the literal meaning. But ultimately it just means you really can do, this amazing mavericks are doing great things beyond the classroom, and their classroom life goes in nonetheless. To combine all that together, you need people. Right, so the importance of community cannot be overemphasized. I think I can speak to that personally. I think you can as well. Just the way we go through our daily lives, what we do, we need people.
Yeah.
Just whether it's someone helping you sign attendance, or it's someone, like someone helping you sign attendance, telling you about an opportunity in the tech context. For instance, if it's a community, let's say the Google developer student club, or the Microsoft Learning Students Ambassador community, or whatever it is, just having that group of people that, okay, we're all trying to do the same thing. And I know that if I'm helping you, in my journey, I'm helping you, you're helping me, just having that whole back and forth. That's what's beautiful about them, I think. So ultimately, what's Fires in, like, just that your body just is stuck in my head, like, oh, that's real.
Yeah, I think the English version of that adage is, this, if you want to walk fast, walk alone. If you want to walk far, walk together. But if you want to walk in the right direction, like get to the right distance, you need to walk with the right people.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Well, what tech community precisely? So there's GDSC, there's ECX, we don't touch on PDC. What community stands out for you for all the speakers? I think that story was important to you.
Meetup. They all said Meetup, bro. They all said Meetup. I think
we had 4 speakers from Meetup.
Was it 4? It feels like more, to be honest. So I know the very if you talked about it, Toby talked about it, Ivy mentioned it. Digi talked about it, of course. I kept thinking, I think it was at the shoot. I asked him, like, tell me about this Meetup thing. You guys keep talking about Meetup. So I think Meetup. I think what makes Meetup even a bit peculiar is the fact that it's physical.
Yeah.
So we have these other communities, online communities, but like Meetup is a workspace where you can go there and then create whatever it is you're trying to create here. I think they're really big on innovation. So whatever big ideas you have beyond the classroom, you go down and it goes all the way from there.
Yeah, communities are important. In the student ecosystem, we are blessed with, I don't know if it's just Unilag, but
I think it's just Unilag.
Yeah, we are blessed with so many communities. Communities, you find a lot of people with similar interests, similar goals.
Volunteering to go argue for Unilag.
Yeah, there's always opportunity, whether school is in session, out of session, whatever the semester is.
There's always like it's like a cycle sort of. So whether it just has to be one that works for you. So is it ISEC, is it PADC, is it
PADC, yes.
Right, yeah, it's a PADC. Whatever it is that works for you, just pick it, and then you have that group of people. Also, you have this I think it also helps with the. People say Lagos is a very small place. You know people. Because I've probably volunteered with that guy already, and then you volunteer with that guy already, and community is beautiful. So still talking on communities, right? I think it also goes back to your friends. For instance, a lot of people we spoke to, they had stories about people in their lives. For instance, DG with Shay Daniels. He talked about Shay Daniels for a long time. Just that leads to whether it's a 1v1 or a bigger community. That leads to a sense of okay, this person is helping me get my goals. Like for instance, having somebody that you've worked with so much that the person is filling your application to JP Morgan. That level of
that's big.
Right. Yeah. So I think community is extremely important.
Yeah. So talking about Shay Daniels,
Right,
I mean, when it's a 1v1 in code community, that can be your mentor. I think that's how mentorship works.
Right, yeah.
And Redwan, particularly in this episode, talked about before he even got into Unilag, reaching out to a partner at PwC.
It was proactive, bro. It was really
The
proactive.
importance of having people that have worked the path you plan on working on, getting their insights, their experiences, their lesson. Aside from Redwan, I mean, Redwan touched on the importance of mentorship a lot.
Yeah,
The managing director of Endeavor, several instances.
Right, yeah.
What other speaker touched on mentorship, and what was the story like to you?
I think if I'm going to the Shay Daniel DG dynamic is a bit here and there.
Yeah.
It's somewhere between friends and mentors. I don't know. It depends how you look at it. I think that probably counts. And I think what was really cute for me was when DG came on and they mentioned Toby. Right? It's like there's that little. I've done this before, and I mean I won't be surprised if perhaps a year's time or 2 years time Toby's working at some an investment bank.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense because this person that I know you talked about something about when he just came to when they just came, that's DG Toby.
Yeah.
When they came, they met him for something. For it gave them like a coding challenge.
And it was going to pay them.
Exactly right. So that leads to because DG has done it. Shay Daniel had done it, then DG did it, then probably Toby or whoever is going to do it. So I think DG really so that DG Toby dynamic was extremely was nice to see for me.
Yeah.
Another person that touched on it really well was Ifion with Sadiq Akinjobi.
Oh yeah.
Geek Store, yeah, she did a lot.
This has been so important to the tech community here in Unilag. I mean,
You can't talk about. I don't think. Geek Store at University of Lagos Tech Community is like it's almost synonymous. Like every single person that's been in that pipeline for the last 3-4 years, ultimately you have something to say about Geek Store. Like whether it's I think everything you do in GDC today picks back to him. And
So even when we're on the level with GDSC, with ECX, I think a lot of us go into tech because Sadiq Akinjobi was behind these communities, these organizations and something. There will be no respect. I won't pick up front end in 200 level if people in this part didn't exist like around me. I was seeing what they were doing and everything. I mean, I had my own goals, but seeing that it was not so hard to start. I mean, that validation was there. So.
I think I've said this a lot of times. So if you come from a family where the person with the most education as a primary school living certificates, you just don't think a PhD is possible. But then when you see people do these things, it's like he doesn't have 2 heads. I mean, you can do it if I work really hard and he guides me along the way, or he or she guides me along the way, right? So I'm like, okay, I can probably do this. I think that's what that whole community or that mentorship does to you. Just okay, I've done this thing, okay, do this one, come here, this one, do this one. Just knowing the right things to do at the right time, that really goes a long way.
Being in that environment, I think that's one of many reasons I love University of Lagos so much.
I don't love them for a lot of reasons.
No, but for like your dreams are never too big. There's that one person that's done what you want to do.
Doing his deal.
And
Right.
I mean, I think we have that feeling every episode.
Yeah, every single person is like, oh, wow.
Like it's not everybody that goes to class. Like it's really a student. Like these guys are students and like careers of professionals for years. Like
it was so nice to see for real. Another really important theme that was really like evident in what every speaker spoke about was their mistakes.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you have to make those mistakes, and every single one of them. I think one of my favorite questions asking the speakers was, "Is there anything you'd like to change in your journey?" And just seeing that your current theme in all your answers was really beautiful to see. So, looking back at the entire episode, which one for you stands out? Whose mistakes or whose answer to that question was really like, oh, that struck a different chord for me? Which one would it be?
I think it was Ridwan.
Yeah.
Maybe because Ridwan is Ridwan. I like Ridwan a lot. I respect him, and for me, but I think it was just me. But that's just something I got from beyond the classroom, like through 10 episodes. That validation that I'm not alone in this journey. I mean, when I think about my own journey in the past, I started with front end and I switched to business development. Like, well, I've not changed anything. Me picking up front end in 2020, the highs and the lows was important to get into where I am today. But then it's not just me that feels this way. That's how like every successful person really feels like. It's not a mistake that all 10 speakers don't want to change anything in their journey. I mean, they all believe that the mistakes, the L's, no matter how bad it hurts, was so important to get into wherever they are now. So I mean, Ridwan, because I really love the story. Like very much. Yeah.
Ultimately, Johnny is the film, yeah?
Yeah, John's film.
Right, yeah. So I think just to buttress your point here, every single person saying, I think it was when she was saying, he clocked me down. Hold on. Everyone was saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Like as you're going through this journey, the mistakes. For instance, with me, yeah, early on I was a course geek. I love taking courses, certifications. You know, I liked that whole thing. But ultimately, as I've grown, I've seen that I think I should have been more project centric. Now, do I want to change that? No, I'm okay with it. Like, I think it's important to have that character development phase. Like, okay, I've made this mistake, and it's okay to make mistakes, but like the what's not okay is not learning from the mistakes. So it's just important you go through that entire phase. When Ridwan talked about it, who else talked about it? I remember really well. Oh yeah, Fire.
Oh yeah.
But early on in our business, like
she made mistakes.
She made mistakes.
People at team.
Right here, and then
you need to learn.
You need to just, and there's no way to learn. You can't force that process. You just have to like make those mistakes. And perhaps if you have a mentor along the way, you don't make as many mistakes as you should. Yeah. But ultimately, you still make a couple of I should not have done that, and that's okay still. Yeah. Right. So just thinking about the old mistakes thing. Which other speaker talked about mistakes that you kind of feel like, okay, that really resonated with me? If you're because I'm not a technical person. Okay. So yeah, I was really bad my ass with 10 episodes. I mean, I loved these episodes that were about non-technical people. Right, yeah. And I really love Fire's episode. Right, yeah. She's a business woman, and right, yeah. I really love that episode so much. So Rukia had started designing a fashion brand in 2020. Right. And the mistakes she learned along the way, working with people, how to build a team, how to lead a team. I mean, learning about herself in that process. I understand those mistakes very well. Right, I mean, I've made those mistakes as well, and there are mistakes you need to make to learn. I mean, Ridwan also talks about like courses can only take you so far. You need actual experience, projects, like ultimately you need to actually do things. Company, right, you need those experiences very well. So yeah. I think it's so important, that's right, in the technical aspects. Yeah. Prioritizing projects over numerous courses. Like you could just, that course loop it's a crazy loop. You could just be there, just taking a bunch of courses. Yeah, courses. Think you're in that loop in 2020. I really was, you know, until I then realized it. I think it's much better. You learn much better when you focus more on projects as opposed to just bunch of courses. Yeah. Courses do well for the foundation, for the basis, like for the basics, right? Yeah. But moving forward, you want to then work on different projects. That way you learn much more. Now, one thing about, I think with Fire as well, we talk about mistakes. Yeah. And I really want to bring this out because I also want to talk about Audacity. Oh. Now, when you're audacious, ultimately, it's one of two things that happen. So when I go for something, when I chew more than I can bite, for instance, I either choke or I eat everything. Oh yeah. Right, yeah. So the same thing, when I choke, I learn from the experience. So you're either learning from the experience or just blow up. Right, yeah. So now I want to talk about mavericks and them being audacious, them having that crazy audacity, like, what are you doing, my guy? So which one for you stands out?
I think every one of them, you need a certain level of confidence.
Like, who's this crazy person?
Yeah, like you need because I mean, start with us. The article you posted about the story of beyond the classroom. Right, sure. It takes an insane amount of confidence to take this thing from an idea to like reach out to people, and I mean, we had nothing. It was just an idea, and we're just confident that okay, we can pull this off. Yeah. With every speaker, with Rookie.
No, it's funny to me. Chris got t-shirts. Yeah. You know, Fire talked about his when she was setting up her business and all that early on. She was like, she'd shoot shots to like really big brands, and then with the small capacity they had, right? And they had to deliver to them, and you know the headache of like trying to make sure. At the point, them working with those brands was probably not the right thing for the stage of the business. Yeah. But then when that happens, one of two things happen: either you don't deliver. Yeah. Or just blow, and then like that just changes your entire level, or like the market space kind of. Yeah, so just goes back to the point of that's the word, growth. So ultimately, either just growing or you learn. There's really sounds like a win-win to me, to be honest.
Like you just need that confidence. I mean, you work, but the confidence is so important. And Ricky also touched on it. I mean, putting your work out there. A lot of people are shy. Like, I mean, I'm guilty of that. So
I don't think so for some reason.
I'm guilty. I used to be guilty. Right. Yeah. I mean, like, what would people think and something. But you need to be so confident. You need to put your work out there. Because Rookie got a role at a coordinator-backed company just from putting her work out there. A work that someone said was not so good, but she put it out there. Like, confidence is so important. Like,
confidence is when Shubomi goes to Jeff first and he meets the CEO of Get Equity and they ask them to come on. Yeah, like, confidence is when Said makes a screenshot bot and it's under everyone's comment section. I need to use my bot because it's the best. Confidence is when Ifeanyi reaches out to the head of Google Developer Students Club,
Yeah.
global head, yeah, and she's telling her to come to speak at Unilag's info session. That's confidence.
Confidence is so important.
Is when Toby reaches out to Francesco, like whatever it is, like in your own niche, just being realizing that okay, your dreams are valid, and you need crazy confidence to make them come to life, right?
Yeah, I think there's that thing like people say often that if you're shy, if you don't put your work out there, if you lack confidence, someone that is not as good as you will beat you any day, because then nobody knows about you. You're just taking these courses, you're doing these projects, but nobody knows about
it. People have to know what you're doing, right?
So important.
So important. What else? Anything you want to touch on? Okay, just a very good question. Yeah. Looking back at the entire Beyond Classroom journey, which of the camera moments stands out for you? Because I said this a lot. I think y'all have seen amazing people tell their stories, but like I really wish we had like cameras rolling.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the discussions we had prior to the shoot or after the shoot.
I love every discussion that was off the camera.
It was so nice for you. So which one really stands out for you? Let's give them let them have an idea what's going on.
I think it's an emotional one. So it was the day of Fire's shoot. So yeah, it was raining heavily and Fire came for the shoot.
Suddenly the rain.
No,
was it sudden?
Don't cut it. So it rained and we're done with Fire shoot and she left and Salim and I were just talking about for Beyond Classroom. It was an idea and we're doing so much, so big. The opportunity to grow is amazing and like we just like take advantage of everything. Then the connection was so important, like the amount of work we've put in and you in tears talking about it.
I was.
Yeah.
That was really crazy for me because
I like at that moment I just felt like what we're doing is bigger than ourselves. Like we're just 400 level kids.
Just 400 level kids.
Yeah,
wow.
we're just doing this.
It's crazy, bro.
I can't forget that. I think. Yeah.
Right. I think for me as well was DG. You know, DG came. I'm sorry between DG and Said.
Yeah.
So both of them. With DG, for instance, DG came. I think he went for a party the night before. I don't even want his parents to know this, but like apparently went for a party before he came for the shoot, and then it was still really lively. Just came, and that was my first. I think that was our first time talking to him in person, or even meeting him in person.
That's the first time I saw him. I didn't know.
Funny thing is,
he sent
if I had
before,
passed by him the day before, I wouldn't know who it was, right? So just having that, and it was so. Just having him talk about his journey, things he had done.
Yeah.
And I remember if I normally say something, I'll be like, stop talking. We'll talk about it in the shoot. Right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
And then Saeed on the other hand, he came just banting about football. Like, so.
Yeah, that is my band. I love it. Because Salim is a Man U fan and I mean, yeah, he's a Man U fan.
I support Chelsea, but like, yeah, but basically, we're not keeping scores, dude. However, just having Said come on and like have that whole interaction with him, I think Said's episode for me especially is kind of maybe because of the machine learning part of it. So like, just Said is like my guy, kind of.
Yeah.
Don't say that. But Said is like my guy, yeah.
His storytelling is really amazing. I mean, it's one thing to have a good story, it's another thing to know how to tell your story.
It was an amazing story. It's been amazing telling these stories. And on a random day 2 weeks ago, Kamal told me, you know, what if we told the Beyond Classroom story? And who says no to another story?
No. I mean, this is not the Beyond the Classroom story. This is just a story of what we learned from the first season. I mean,
so there's more coming, yeah?
Yeah, there's so much more. I mean, later this year we have a project touching on a key aspect of the tech ecosystem, not just in Nigeria but around the world. And again, later this year, cut across to the early part of 2025, we have a big project coming up with the University of Lagos. So
I'm so excited about that, bro.
Stay tuned.
Be there.